to my channel. I am Srivanti and I am currently working as an ML engineer at Abacus.ai, which is a renowned US startup. I recently graduated from IIT Delhi with a BTech in computer science and with a GPA of 9.744 and department rank of 3. Today we have a very special guest, a software engineer who cracked a top tech firm despite all odds. She didn't come from an IIT, she didn't have dream offers handed to her, but she made it happen. And today she is here to share her journey, how she prepared, what challenges she faced, and how you can do it too. So if you're in college and wondering, can I make it? Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have your answer. Let's dive right in. Hey Mugdha, welcome to my channel. Super excited to have you here. First off, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you studied and what you're doing now?
Thank you, Srimanti, for that introduction. Hi, guys. My name is Mugdha, and I'm currently a software developer at IITian. I have previously interned at Testbook, and I have also been campus ambassador of IIT ESL IIT Bombay at my college. And I really like to be part of the women in tech communities in general, but I have been associated with women in tech, especially which is Go community right now and Codex Script. I have recently been a GHCI scholar in 2024 and Chalang Hackathon, the largest women hackathon. And I really love to network and be part of the community, going to tech events. So yeah, that was all about me.
प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रैटेजी बतानी है अप्लाइंग स्ट्रैटेजी बतानी है
दोनों हाँ मतलब दोनों बता दो चले
Okay. So for applying, I would say there are many techniques. First is applying to career site, which does not work at all. So you should.
Great. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so one thing, like back in college, how did you start preparing for software engineering roles? Were you like always into coding, or was it something that you picked up later?
Like for me, I was not into coding like from the beginning because I was from this school in different city where they would not focus much on the computer subject because our main like in my school our main focus was 12th boards JEE and which seemed important at that time. And in my 11th, 12th, we did not have computer science. I actually had physical education. So when I came in Delhi in college and I was in my class, so everybody had computer science in their school. So I was very intimidated at first. In first year of college, I picked up this book called Let Us See, which was recommended by my cousin. And my colleagues also helped me in computer labs during uh, in college, and I obviously took help from the teacher. So I picked from that book. In first year, I was only focused on that because in first year, I was only thinking that I needed to focus on my CGPA and the subjects that I had because I was not really aware of how the things work. I thought that companies would ask the questions that teachers would teach us. So as I was progressing through the college years, I learned coding step by step. Like for example, I just said that I learned a C in my first year, and then in second year I started with Dev, and in third year I started with DSA because as I was growing up, I got more awareness of how the industry would work and what I needed to learn. So it was not something that I knew from the beginning. It was something that I picked up and learned throughout the college years, and that's how it went.
Okay, got it. Okay, so like, how would you say that your college courses and like normal, like the hackathons and things that come in like in your second and third years, so any online courses or college courses were sufficient?
So for me, the college was not, I wouldn't say it was bad, but I think college is not sufficient, and especially for tier three students, because uh, the companies prefer a tier one colleges more. So it's not something that we can completely rely on the college courses. So college courses were not that, and it's not that sufficient to crack companies off campus. So I could not rely on college completely. And I did some courses, and I did internships and hackathons from the first year itself. Like in first year, I was doing offline hackathons. Even though I did not know coding that much, I was going into these hackathons and I was learning things. And I went to top 10 of this hackathon called Ultimate, which was in Maharaja Agrasen College. And so college, we cannot, like, people in tier 3 can relate, like you cannot rely in college. You need to learn things outside of the box, and you have to do internships, hackathons, certification, anything that you have got an opportunity to.
Got it. So, like certification, you mentioned about certification. So, would you recommend any kind of certification that people can take up if they're looking to crack jobs and internships?
Yeah, for my case, like when I was in second year, I did this internshala web dev certification, which was not, because it's not that it was very good, but I did not know any basics of web dev or anything like that. As I mentioned, I did not study CS in my school, so I just did it for my knowledge, and I got the certification. And when I learned, because I'm the kind of person, if I took course, then I would not do it just for the certificate. I would really follow the process of the course. So I took it very seriously. I learned the web dev, and then I got internship, which was unpaid. Like my first web dev internship was unpaid. Like I was working in this organization called Basil, and it was unpaid, and I was working in the project, but I got the internship, and then I got the experiences. So on the basis of certification, you would get something, and then you could use that experience to get something again. So I think this is how we would follow the things.
Great.
For recommendation, I think there are many things on the internet, but I think you should always follow which you think would benefit you and which you could grasp knowledge from. It is because certification does not matter. At the end of the day, knowledge matters the most.
Mm. Yeah, right. Great. I think this will really help like our viewers who are like they were asking me about certifications and any kind of like online resources that they could follow. I think this would really help. Okay. Okay, so this is like a partly similar question, but any kind of resources, what did you mostly use? Like any online courses, you mentioned that, yeah, and books or any other YouTube channels or anything else that really helped you?
For resources, as I have mentioned, for firstly, I took internshala course just because I did not know web dev from the beginning, so I did it for the basics only. And then I started doing internships in web dev, from where I picked up web development. And when I went to third year, I did this DSA from Pep Coding YouTube channel, and they had this YouTube channel in Java. So I started that DSA course very rigorously, and I did all the level 1 and all the videos. It is by tutor called Sumit Malik, and there are other resources as well which I followed when I would get stuck in question. Like there is this YouTube channel called Neat Code, and obviously Take You Forward. So these are all the resources that I followed for DSA and web dev. And for web dev, obviously there are other different kind of resources. Like for JavaScript, I use Namaste JavaScript. So it all depends on the requirement of the tech stack that I'm learning.
Got it. Got it, yeah. So how did you like decide on the tech stack early on? So it was from the internshala only, whatever they taught, or like
No. It was not like that. So first of all, I was doing hackathons. As I did a hackathon in MAIT, and there is this VHack hackathon, which was conducted in IGDTUW, and I was doing hackathons. Like in VHack hackathon, I tried this. What do you say? AR augmented reality, project of augmented reality, and we used Wophoria. And so I was doing hackathons and I was learning different tech stacks. So I was exploring things and I was choosing, oh, what I need to do. Do I need to do Android or do I need to do AIML or should I do web dev? So in this way, I did couple of things in hackathons and then I decided, oh, I needed to do web dev. So I dived more into that.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So you mentioned about hackathons. So like I see like many people do suggest doing hackathons really helps your skills, right? Helps you to explore many things. So how would you suggest that a people approach hackathons, prepare for hackathons, and like in general attempt at hackathon? It's very open-ended, right?
Yeah, I think for people who are scared to do hackathons, I would just say just go for it because what is there to lose? There's nothing to lose. And what's most interesting about hackathons is that you get to learn so much in such short amount of time. And not only technical skills, but you also learn to collaborate with people and you meet new people, other tech minds, and then you get to know that, oh, if they are working on this tech stack and I'm working in this, then how would we integrate things? And there is so much going on. There's this deadline, and that experience is a whole another kind of experience. Even if you do not complete the project, or even if you do not win anything, I think it's a great learning process because it's uh, very short time. Like hackathons are usually 24 hours, 48 hours, that kind of thing, and you're continuously trying something to work, and there is brainstorming happening. And so I think hackathons are really magical. You just need to go for it. Do not think much about it, about winning or anything. Just go for it.
Okay. So how do you find these hackathons? Like Kaggle or any other site, anything?
Yeah, so there are multiple websites. Firstly, you can find it on Unstop. There are many hackathons happening in Unstop, and be part of the be part of the communities if you are in cities. Like for me, if you are if you are in NCR, then be part of the NCR communities. Be part of the GDG, and then obviously LinkedIn helps a lot. So be active and yeah, that's what I would like to say. And there are other websites too. So explore and search more about it.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean hackathons I think are really good way actually to improve your skills. I also remember
Yeah.
I also did one hackathon in my first year as well. It was also my
Yeah.
first web as well project. Okay. Okay. So okay, yeah. So you talked about DSA and hackathons and web dev, everything. So did you do any kind of competitive coding or did you like use lead code, code forces or anything else? Like we often hear about these.
Yeah, definitely. For me, like I was studying from this resource called Pep Coding, as I mentioned. So they had this own website and UI where I would submit question daily. Now it is acquired by Scalar, but I submitted a lot of it on that website, and then I used LeetCode as well because the same question used to be in LeetCode as well. I would first submit on that, and then I would submit on LeetCode. So I would get practice, and then slowly I started doing problem of the day through peer programming because I find people who were also doing DSA in their third year or fourth year. So I started doing problem of the day. Then I started doing a weekly contest that happens on LeetCode and CodeChef as well. If you're beginning, then you can start with CodeChef, and uh, yeah, first you can start. Like for me, there was this pattern. Like first you go with HackerRank, and then you go to CodeChef, and then LeetCode. But I was doing CodeChef and LeetCode simultaneously. I never really focused on HackerRank because I already thought that I was late. So yeah, you can also do GFG as well. Now they have also started problem of the day.
Yeah, they have started, right. So I think just
Right.
like focus on two or three sites and just do all the questions. That should be good.
Yeah, not too much.
Mm-hmm. It's all more or less similar, I think. That's what you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Um, yeah, so like you weren't just preparing for software roles, right? You also had these college coursework assignments and maybe even internships. So how did you like balance everything?
That's true because I'm the kind of person that because I cannot let go of the CGPA because classes were happening and there's attendance and then there is assign. If you are to do assignment, then why not do it in a good way? And there was internship, there was these courses, and so many things were happening simultaneously. So I would not say that I was very good at managing it, but I knew that I this was the only option that I had, because if I would not do so many things at one time, then there are many students who are doing one thing. Like if you're seeing people who are doing only problem solving and they're expertising on that thing, then there are many students like that. So I knew that I needed to do many things, and I love doing many things as well, because um, I just loved it. So I that was the only option I had. So I would not say that I'm very good at time management. Like for me, like today also, when I'm doing job, I have completely on-site work. I go 5 days to office, but when there is Saturday, Sunday, I go to meetups and tech events which are in Noida and Gurgaon, because I do not want to make my life monotonous, and there is something with the motivation that comes with doing something new. So
Right.
yeah, I just had to do it.
Great, great. Yeah. Just like multitasking and in a good way. It really helped you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would say if you can try doing multitasking if you want, but you can like if you are finding it difficult, then you can focus on one thing. I would say
Yeah,
problem.
I think everybody has their own approach for doing things.
Yeah, yeah. You can like focus on like suppose web dev, whichever you find you are more passionate about, and it's okay. It's fine to do that too.
Yeah, if you want to expertise on one thing and you think that you can thrive in that and you are sure about it, then you should definitely go for it.
Yeah. Passion is the most important thing. If you really love something, you can do anything.
True.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about something about your college placements. So, how do you say that? Like, I think the colleges like Tier 3 ones, especially like companies, there are not many companies that come to the campuses, right? What would you say? Like, what was the biggest challenges that you faced during placements or internship placements as well?
Yeah, so in my college also there was not much of placement. Um, Especially during my time, like I remember when I was coding, I was doing DSA. I was doing it like for example, I was in a community where I was asking doubts of DSA. There were coding communities, and I was seeing senior who were coding along with me, and when they were in 2021 pass out or 2022 pass out, they were getting placed in good companies. But when my time came in 2023, the recession hit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very difficult scenario for the placement. And in my college, companies did came, but there were companies, very few selective companies, and non-tech roles. Most companies were visiting for non-tech roles, and the roles which were not directly related to developing or something like that. And some companies came who were taking only one or two students. So that was a very difficult time in 2023. There was not much hiring, even off campus as well. People, like companies were laying off their employees, and there was not much opportunity. So I or anybody in 2023 could not rely on college placement. So I was blindly applying through different websites and career portals, and I was continuously trying, and there was no option. So I cracked this company called Testbook, and I was very happy when I cracked it. It was off campus placement, and it was a Mumbai based company, so it was remote work. And then I switched to my current company. So I think blindly applying and continuously trying is the only way to get through these times of recession.
So okay, so you talked about your off-campus approach, right? So like I'm just curious, like there are many people who would have tried to apply on off-campus. I do get lots of like messages on LinkedIn saying that they were not able to crack off-campus opportunities. So like what tips would you give or what strategies would you suggest that people use for this?
प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रैटेजी बतानी है, अप्लाइंग स्ट्रैटेजी बतानी है?
दोनों um, हाँ मतलब दोनों बता दो चले.
Okay. So for applying, I would say there are many techniques. First is applying to career site, which does not work at all. Uh, so you should definitely take referral from the employees. And one thing that I have found very effective nowadays is that learning in public is really useful. I have seen many people who learn in public in Twitter and LinkedIn. So if you post daily about what you have learned, what problem you have solved, for example, if you're doing lead course, so if you post an explanation daily, or if you're doing project, then if you post a 30-second or 1 minute video on LinkedIn or Twitter, then it catches the eyes of recruiters. And other thing that I have experience is cold emailing and cold DMing the recruiters, not employees, because sometimes and most times they do not have the power. They can only refer you, but you can directly reach out to the recruiters, and especially for the startups, and you can showcase your skills to them. So this is the strategy for applying. And for preparation, I think for DSA, you can try out your own thing. If you want to follow some sheet, DSA sheet, like there is Triver sheet or Love Bubble sheet that you want to prepare right before the interview. For dev, then you need to master your project and all the related question of your tech stack. So you should definitely revise your notes for that. And other resources like GFG, you can refer to that as well.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, so I think the applying definitely helps. You mentioned referrals as well. So how do you suppose, like, how do you propose people get these referrals? Because it's very difficult, right? There are the huge internet and all. What strategy would you suggest for this?
Yeah, first of all, I would say that whenever you are trying to go for referral, do not use informal language or just say hi. I have seen many people who approach me as well. They just say hi and then they try, how are you? Like, this is very wrong method. You should definitely make a template where you enlist your coding profiles and or the projects and all the achievement along with the resume, and then you approach the person for the referral. Then that is the best way for applying or getting the referrals, because that is where. And one thing that is most important is that always add the career link, the job ID that you want to apply. Because if you are just sending resume and you are asking the employees, oh, if there is opening, please refer me, it's not, they do not have time, they are just humans. Just please make the process easy for them, so it's very smooth process for them as well as you. So this is the method that people should apply.
Got it. Yeah, definitely. I've also got messages like this. How are you doing? And then they're saying,
Very informal.
yeah. And then they also apologize saying that I'm sorry for being informal. So I mean, if you know you're being informal,
Yeah.
just be formal. But yeah. Okay. Okay, so I also have one like question. Like in general, so what did you focus more on? Like the big companies like Google, Microsoft, or the smaller startups, or what kind of like focus did you have mostly while
So
applying?
I as I said, for my college, I was in tier 3 college, and that was a recession time. So for my priority was mostly in startups, because I thought that startups do not uh, differentiate or discriminate that much in terms of college. They just want somebody who have skills and who can get their work done. So I focus mainly on startups, and in textbook also I got it because of LinkedIn. So there was this hiring post of LinkedIn, and that was also startup, and my current company is also startup. So I think startups are really good way for the people in tier 3 college, or people who have confidence in their skills and who do not want to rely only on the brand name of the college.
Hmm. I mean, that's not like true. I am also in a startup only. Like Abacus Studio is also a startup.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not that people, I think going into bigger companies is not that difficult for tier 1 college. Like it's equally difficult, but it's just that they visit their campus, and for tier 3 they just have to go off campus and take a longer route. It's just that is the only difference, I think.
Yeah, right. Agree. Yeah, definitely. Less companies come on this
Yeah.
tier three colleges. Okay. So I do have one more question, like regarding this unpaid internship that you mentioned once. So I know that people
Mhm.
are against unpaid internships in general, but I think that first internship can be unpaid. That's definitely,
Right.
you are just starting out. So how did you like get this internship? What was your strategy for doing this?
Yeah, so like the one internship that I got was from this WhatsApp group. So they were looking out for interns for the project and they were hiding it. So I just applied through this WhatsApp group link, and they took my interview in Google Meet, and this was how it was done. And but I did couple of unpaid internship, for example in my first year as well. For example, I was doing this technical writer, content writer internship that was also unpaid. And then I was a campus ambassador of ESL IIT Bombay. So I was obviously not expecting money. I was just doing it for the experience, because I knew that if I would learn something, then it would, like, if you do one unpaid internship in your first year or second year and you do not know much, then it would help you to get paid internship in third or fourth year.
Definitely. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. But I mean, WhatsApp group is like very like informal, right? So is this related to your college or it's just like
Yeah, it was not just normal WhatsApp group. It was tech WhatsApp group. It was tech community of my college. It was called Hello World Coding Society. So it came in that group.
got it. So I would say you would also suggest that your colleges do have communities, tech communities, and you should always be a part of that.
Yeah, even if not college, there are so many tech communities in Delhi NCR. So you could also join other if your college, if you think your college does not have tech communities, because I have seen there are people from DU as well who are into coding, and they are into tech communities like Delhi University, because if they are doing like completely different course like BSc and something like that, but they are into coding. So I have seen people like that.
Got it. So you suggest that being a part of these, I think Google developer groups as well, right? DDG. Those also really help.
GDG, yeah. You can definitely, you should look out for that.
Got it. Any kind of college groups and or tech groups or locality groups,
Yeah,
anything.
hackathon groups, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So now let's talk about like the moment where how did you land your software developer role? So can you walk us through the interview process and the steps, rounds, and all?
Sure. So when I for test book, I actually saw this post while I was blindly applying for the companies. I saw this post on LinkedIn. It was by the HR. Her name was Kaushiki. Um, so she made the post and I applied it, and then they sent me email uh, to send the introduction of myself in a video format. So I sent it, and then they sent me an assignment to solve. And that time I was in college, so I had time and I solved the, and so I was giving all the OAs and I was doing all these things. So I solved this assignment as well. And then they send me the set of questions, and then they told me to video record it and send it like in one take. So I did that as well. So that was really different process. And then they took two interviews virtual in Google Meet, two technical interviews and one HR interview. So that was the hiring process for Testbook. For my current company, they took one written test for web dev MCQ, and there were two coding questions. That also I we just had to write the code, and then they took one technical interview of about 1 hour. It was completely web dev and project based, and third interview was HR round.
Got it. Got it. How did you like switch? Like, did you see the post on LinkedIn or anything anywhere else?
Yeah, for application process, it's same whether you want to switch or you want to get the first job. So it's all the same. For me, I actually Testbook had this remote internship from January to August, and after that they were calling me in Bombay. So I applied. Like my current company is in Delhi, so I chose this one.
Got it. Got it. So this was also through this LinkedIn hiring post or anything else like
Uh,
that?
Like for my current company, it came on my campus, but only for internship. So I got to know about it through my campus. But for PPO, like I had to work hard in my company only.
I see. So this was first internship and then you got the PPO offer.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So I mean, yeah, so I mean this is also like a question I would have like how would you suggest that a person should work during the internship so that they land a PPO? It often like happens that people miss the chance.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good question. So, first of all, what I personally really like is documenting. Whatever you are working on task or whatever you are doing things, you just document it. If not daily on daily basis, just do it on weekly basis. For me, I used to make a readme file, that documenting things like that, and make the folder in your laptop or where you are doing task. And I had this organization. This is task one. This is task two, and like this. Or you can make an Excel sheet. So documenting is really important, and communication is also important with your manager. Like what you, what are their requirements and what you need to do, and if you're working properly as well. So these all things matter. So yeah, you just have to do things. For I think documenting and learning throughout the process is important. So you just learn what they are telling you, and you can ask for feedback and reviews as well so you can improve it. And this is how you should work throughout the internship.
Got it. Yeah, this is very important. Um, okay. Okay. So, okay, so let's talk about like your like journey in general. So what do you think that made you stand out like from the other people who are also applying? In off campus, there are like so many people who apply, right? So what do you think? Was it projects or problem solving skills or networking or something else?
For me, I think it was mostly the things that I mentioned earlier, that I was doing many things at a time. So I had many things to add in resume. So I added projects as well as the different kind of internships I did, even though uh, for example, in my first year, I did technical writing. So if I did not have a web dev internship in my later years, I could have added that. So these things I think were really helpful for me to add, and obviously real to try out new things. And yeah, so this all thing matters when I think if you are ambitious enough and you're trying different things, you can get hired through hackathons as well. For example, when you are not winning in hackathon, maybe you could get the maybe you are in the eye of the recruiter and he saw you and he could recruit you. So it's all trying out different things and doing different things. I think that works for me, because nowadays people are like follow roadmap and this and that. So I do not think that is very apt way.
Mhm. Got it. Yeah, we also did not have any roadmaps or anything. We just did what we did, like went with the flow.
Yeah.
Right.
Went with the flow, yeah.
Got it. I think yeah, that's what matters. Your passion, ambition, and whatever your interest basically matters. If you're doing something you love, then you will definitely be able to excel in that. I think so. Okay, now we see that like there are so many AI tools that are coming up, right? ChatGPT, and there is Perplexity, Grok, whatever, Claude, and so many things that is coming up. So, what do you think the impact of AI would be on the world, on your job, on our jobs, everything? What do you think it would be?
Yeah, I think this is very trending topic that people are concerned about. But I think if you could use these AI tools for learning, because back in the day when I used to learn and I used to get stuck in the questions, so I used to search whole web and go to YouTube for particular question. But nowadays people just see chat GPT and they could solve lead code questions. So I think everything is in hand. So you could use it definitely for learning. And there are tons of things to learn. So I would like to see things in positive way. Although there are so many kind of AI tools, but I think there is still so much need to be done technical wise. So let's be hopeful about it.
Yeah, I don't think like I also think that like not in very recently, I don't think AI would be able to replace. There are still many gaps, and I've often
Yeah.
seen like bugs that AI is not able to solve. I have to search and brainstorm and do something like that. Otherwise, it's not always possible.
Even if you think that everything is going into AI, then you should try to learn AI and follow Srimanti's YouTube channel for AI ML.
Yeah, that's definitely another path. Okay, so you've proved that where you start doesn't define where you end up. So, what would be your message to students watching this, especially those from colleges where placements aren't great and there's this like cloud and of AI that is like coming up. There are so many layoffs happening, recession and all. So, what would you give message to students to stay hopeful? How should they fight this?
I would firstly suggest that do not compare your journey to somebody else. Focus on your learning. Do not self-doubt, and do not lose hope if you get rejection. Then please keep applying and try different methods. Try exploring new technologies. If you like something, then focus on learning that thing. And if just try out many different things, go out in different tech events, go out, try hackathons, and whatever you feel that you are passionate about, then go and choose that thing and go at it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the best message. If you had to
Mhm.
summarize, if you had to summarize your journey in one line, so what would you say? Just one line,
I would say one word. I would say it was adventurous.
right?
So yeah, it was mix of everything. It was adventurous.
Definitely. Got it. And that's it, guys. If you're feeling stuck or doubting yourself, do remember that it is not about where you come from, it's about where you're willing to go. If Mugdha could do it, so can you. If you have any questions, do drop in the comments and do like and subscribe and let us know what part of your journey inspired you the most. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon because more amazing stories and career tips are coming your way. Okay, until next time, bye. Bye, Mugdha. Take care.
Bye.